If you've been in the TTRPG space for any amount of time, you know that there can be some really, really long campaigns. I'm talking campaigns that have gone on for literally over 20 years. There's a guy who's been playing D&D 2nd edition with his friends for longer than I've been alive. Now that's pretty crazy to keep in mind, but Avatar Legends has the capacity for short form campaigns, which are gonna be a handful of episodes, or even long campaigns that could go into decades. And it all depends on how you want to present things. Now, I do want to stage this right now. You don't have to have a long campaign for it to be meaningful. You can just have one-shots with your friends and it's just as fun. But if you do want to have long-form campaigns, this video is the one for you because we're gonna give you 3 tips for long campaigns and how to keep them interesting. What's up everybody? My name is Chris, and if you like my content, if you like D&D or Avatar Legends, be sure to click that subscribe button and the little bell icon to get notified for video uploads. With that being said, let's get into it. Now tip number 1 is actually really simple, and it's something that's actually built into the main rules as raw. It's custom moves, it's custom techniques, and it's things that your characters can learn. Now in the game, it gives you everything you need to give your characters custom techniques that they can go from learned to proficient to mastered. And those 3 things are the steps your players are gonna go through as they learn these techniques. But here's where it's slightly different. The game tells you that people can learn these techniques or people can teach them techniques. What I think you should do to make longer campaigns more thought out is make your players create their own techniques. Have them make their own signature thing. Give them a Rasengan. Am I saying that right? I think I'm saying that completely wrong. I've only watched Naruto 1 time, all right? Give them Naruto's Rasengan. Give them the combustion bending abilities. Give them blood bending, but let them learn it. Let them create their own techniques within it. Let them create their own methods of doing these things and let them learn and grow and teach themselves how to create them. Sure, they might meet somebody who's already learned how to do this. They might meet somebody who's done it better than them, but they can still make their own techniques out of it. Last time I was playing Avatar Legends, I made a firebender who could sap the heat. Like that was his entire shtick, was he would take the heat and he would just remove it. It was like how Sozo Noroku would remove the heat from the lava and just project it out. Now, what I could do is I could later on grow that technique. I was talking with my friend who was DMing that game, and what we could do is we could very well grow that technique where it's something that could either A, give heat to something, turning it into lava, creating something to make it more flammable, or just drying stuff out. There's a lot of different ways that we could take that technique and grow it into my own. And in the same way, one of our other friends, whenever he throws his arms into the dirt, he pulls them up and he's just covered in like these armored arms, and it's so cool. Honestly, it is so cool. But what he can do is he can learn the techniques to make them either A, bigger, stronger, harder, make them into metal. There's a lot of things that he could do and learn over the course of a long form campaign to make his single technique, the thing that separates him and makes him different from everybody else in terms of bending styles, and grow them into his own style and technique that he gets to call his own, which he can then just teach to others, make an earthbending school in-game. It's things like that that are gonna keep the game fresh over a long period of time in a gameplay mechanical perspective. But that also kind of leads into step 2, which is creating goals for your players. Now, there's always the big goal across a campaign of taking down the big bad. In D&D, it's killing the Lich. In Avatar The Last Airbender, it's taking down Fire Lord Ozai. In Korra, it was actually a new big bad every season, and there was different goals in each aspect. That's my goal as the player to beat the big bad, but what is my character's goal? Sure, the big goal is to take down Fire Lord Ozai, but what is my personal aspiration in this aspect? If we look at Sokka, his goal was to learn how to be a man and how to be a good fighter and a great warrior. If we look at Katara, it was her wanting to be a waterbending master. And for Toph, it was proving to others that she can do things herself, that she doesn't need help, and that she's the greatest airbender. Toph is the greatest airbender in the world. That were their goals. That were some of their goals, and their goals kind of changed as the series went on. And in the same way, your character's goals are never gonna be completely stagnant. They're never gonna be the exact same the entire way across. Now, their goal might start something really cool. Now, their goal could very well stay the same across. But at the end of the day, having a goal, having an idea for a character, and having them change and evolve as people as they play on, and giving them that room to kind of change, evolve, and grow as people and as characters, things like that are gonna make your campaigns last longer and longer because people are gonna be invested in the characters, in their stories, and in their lives. And tip number 3 I have is give yourselves room for side stories, character beats, and side quests. It's really easy to get super laser focused on doing this one thing, taking down the Fire Lord. But if we watch the series, we know that they still took breaks. Throughout season 2, we had little breakaways that they just did other things. In season 3, they're in Fire Nation territory, yet they're still taking time to do these little side quests, like help a school of kids learn how to be, people and kids. We have the Painted Lady episode where they're helping a Fire Nation town who's just being terrorized by their own government. There's a lot of big story beats that you want to get to, and that's important. It is important to keep the stakes high and to try to go through these big story moments, but it's just as important to make sure the little moments are there. Give them the beach episode. Let them go to the beach and have a good time before the final fight. Give them the chance to just hang out out at a tea shop because they want to. That's what they decided to do. That's what most of our last session in Avatar Legends was. It was us hanging out at the tea shop after a meeting. We just sat there at a table for 4 hours talking around a table in game because we were at a war meeting, and then after the war meeting, we went to go get tea because we just wanted to chill as characters. Now, there are things that we could have done to progress the story, but us as characters and us as players just wanted to kind of chill out at this tea shop. We wanted to meet these NPCs, meet these people, and just kind of talk with them and get to know the area that we're protecting and that we're in. And one of the best things about these side stories is they give your world life. They're not just random cardboard cutout NPCs anymore. They're not just clay houses that they can go through and just smash on their way through. They're active, living, breathing communities. In our campaign, we were sitting there in the tea shop and we were talking with the owners. One of us was from the Water Tribe, one of us was from the Fire Nation, and we all had 3 different tea orders which were made completely different ways. And the DM gave us the room to kind of explain and kind of talk to this person about how these teas would be made, because Earth Nation tea would be made different from Water Nation. Because Earth Nation tea would be made different from Water Tribe tea, and we actually got to kind of have story moments with these characters because the GM decided that no, they wouldn't know how to make Water Nation tea. Water Nation tea. It's a full-on nation now, not just tribes. And because of that, we got to roleplay teaching this person how to make Water Tribe tea because it's so innately different from anything the Earth Kingdom or the Fire Nation would have. And me as a character, I got to learn how to make Water Nation tea. And now next time if I have the chance, I can actually create Water Nation tea for my characters. I know I'm rambling, but it's moments like that that just give the game life. It lets you as a character and as players and as a table just have a fun time just role-playing with each other and just exploring this world that your GM's crafted. And believe me, it's gonna make your GM feel so much better that you guys care about the world so much that you're wanting to hang out at this tea shop and learn about the world that they're building on. So if you get the chance to have a little side story, just a little beach episode, I heavily encourage you to take it and not just speed run for the boss fight, because the boss fight's fun and all, but it's the little side stories that are gonna make the game more memorable for everybody involved. And those are my 3 tips for how to make long campaigns even more enjoyable. With that being said, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to click that subscribe button, click the little bell icon down below. In just a minute, I'm gonna have some boxes showing up around here somewhere which are gonna have some links to various videos or playlists that you're probably going to enjoy, because it's YouTube algorithms picking it out, not myself. They know more about you than I do. Good luck with that. With that being said, I want to say a massive thank you to my patrons. You guys are the reason I'm able to do this. Thank you all, and a massive top tier thank you to my top tier patrons: Corey H, Amaldine Shepherd, Rutana, Dark Cerberus, Ethan Hunley, Connor Kendall, and Evan A. I wouldn't be able to do this without you all, and if you enjoy my content, if you want to see more behind the scenes content or even just little shout outs like this, be sure to check out the little Patreon link in my description down below. With that in mind, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, everybody.